First lot to be arriving in Jim's boat. Another lot not far behind.
Good evening, Fred.
Good evening, Miss Rogers.
Oh, so that was the boat?
Yes.
Oh, dear, already. Have you remembered everything?
I think so. Lemons, slip soles, eggs, cream, butter, tomatoes. That was all, wasn't it?
No, that's right. So much to do, I don't know where to start. Maid's not coming till tomorrow, and all these guests arriving today.
Oh, calm down, Ethel. Everything's shipshape now. Looks nice, don't it, Fred?
Looks nice enough for me. Kind of bad, but bloody rich folks likes places kind of bad, it seems.
Oh, rich folks is queer.
And a queer sort of gentleman he was has built this place. Spent a wicked lot of money on it, he did, and gets tired of it and puts the whole thing up for sale.
Yeah, beats me why the Owens wanted to buy it. Living on an island.
Oh, come off it, Ethel. Get all that stuff out in the kitchen. They'll be here any minute now.
Oh, making that steep climb an excuse for a drink, I suppose. Like some others I know.
That'll be young Jim. I'll be getting along now. There's two gentlemen arriving by car, I understand.
I shall at least 5 loaves in the morning and 8 pints of milk, remember?
Right.
And don't forget the oil for the engine, Fred. I'll charge up tomorrow. The light's running down.
Yes, it was held up on the railway, and it's at the station now. I'll bring it across first thing tomorrow.
And get out of the luggage, will you?
Right.
I forgot to give you the list of guests, Tom.
Ah, thanks, old gal. Doesn't look like a very classy lot to me. This Claiborne should probably be the secretary.
I don't know much with secretaries. Worse than hospital nurses, and them giving themselves airs and graces and looking down on the servants.
Oh, stop your grousing. Get on with that kitchen. That expensive, lovely, up-to-date kitchen.
Too many newfangled gadgets for my fancy.
So, this is it.
Perfectly lovely.
Miss Claiborne?
You're Rogers.
Yes, good evening, miss.
Good evening, Rogers. Could you bring up my luggage and Captain Lombard?
Very good, miss.
You've been here before.
No, but I've heard a lot about the place.
From Mr. and Mrs. Owen.
No, old Johnny Brewer, the Palamine, built this house. It's a sad and poignant story.
A love story.
Yes, ma'am. The saddest of all. He was a wealthy old boy and fell in love with the famous Lily Logan. Married her, bought the island, and had this place built for her.
Sounds most romantic.
Poor Johnny. He thought by cutting her off from the rest of the world, without even a telephone as means of communication, he could hold her.
But of course the fair lady tired of her ivory tower and escaped.
Johnny went back to Wall Street, made a few more millions, and the place was sold.
And here we are. Well, off to find Mrs. Owen.
It would be very rude to leave me here all by myself.
Would it? Oh well. I wonder where she is.
Yeah, she'll come along when she's ready. Barbara, wait, do you think I can have a drink? I'm very dry.
Of course you could.
Certainly is warm after that steep climb. What's yours?
Oh no, not for me, not on duty.
Good secretary is never off duty.
Really? This is exciting.
What?
All this. The smell of the sea, the gulls, the beach, and this lovely house. I'm going to enjoy myself.
Well, I think you are. I think we both are. Here's to you. Very lovely.
Well, where is Mrs. Owen?
Mr. and Mrs. Owen won't be arriving until tomorrow. I have a list of the guests expected. Would you like it? Second bellboat's just arriving.
Thank you. Say, you will be sweet and help me, won't you?
Oh, I won't move from your side.
Thank you. It seems silly to have brought only us in the first stage and all the rest in the second.
Well, that, I'm afraid, was design and not accident.
Design, what do you mean?
Well, I suggested to the boatman that there was no need to wait for any other passengers. That and 5 shillings soon started up the engines.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, they're not a very exciting lot, are they?
I thought the young man was rather nice looking.
Callow. Definitely callow. And very, very young.
I suppose you think a man of your style is more attractive.
Well, I don't think my darling, I know.
Absolutely wizard place you've got here.
I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid, and won't be down
Oh, too bad.
May I introduce Captain Lombard, Mr.
Marston, Anthony Marston.
Have a drink?
Thank you.
What do you have? Whiskey, gin, sherry?
Whiskey, I think.
Wonderful place you have here.
I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen's been detained in London, I'm afraid, and won't be down until tomorrow.
Oh, whiskey.
Oh, how are you?
Oh, my name's Lombard. Have a drink, Mr.
Davis. Davis is the name.
Davis? Mr. Marston.
Mr. Myles, very pleased to meet you. Don't mind if I do, Mr. Lombard. It's a bit of a stiff climb up here, but woo! What a view and what a height. This place reminds me of South Africa.
How's it? What part?
Oh, Natal, Durban, you know.
Really?
Yes, well, here's to temperance. Do you know South Africa?
Me? No.
Well, that's where I come from, you see. That's my Natal state.
Interesting country, I should think.
Finest country in the world, sir. Gold, silver, diamonds, oranges, everything a man could want. Talk about the land flowing with beer and skittles.
How do you do?
General Mackenzie, isn't it? I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid, and won't be down until tomorrow. May I introduce Captain Lombard, Mr. Marston, and Mr.
Davis. Davis is the name.
Get your whiskey, sir.
Yes, thanks. You in the service?
Formerly in the King's African Rifles. 210 when they had peace. I chucked it.
Pity. Wait.
Where is Mrs. Owen?
Miss Brent, isn't it? I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid, and
Won't be down until tomorrow.
Indeed. Extraordinary. Did she miss the train?
I expect so. Won't you have something? May I introduce Captain Lombard, General Mackenzie, Mr. Marston. I think you all met on the boat. And Mr.
Davis. Davis is the name. May I take your case?
Oh, do let me get you a drink. A dry martini, glass of sherry, whiskey and soda.
I never touch alcohol.
You never touched alcohol.
I suppose you know, young man, that you left us standing there on the wall.
I'm afraid, Miss Brent, I was to blame for that.
It seems to me most extraordinary that Mrs. Owen should not be here to receive her guests.
Perhaps she's the kind of person who just can't help missing train.
That's what I reckon she is.
Not at all. Mrs. Owen isn't the least like that.
Well, perhaps it was her husband's fault.
She hasn't got a husband. I should like to go to my room.
Of course, I'll take you there.
You'll find Mrs. Rogers upstairs. She'll show you the room.
So, I'm afraid our hostess haven't arrived yet, sir. My name's Lombard.
My name's Wargrave. How do you do?
How do you do? Get you a drink, sir.
Yes, please. Whiskey. How are you? Davis. Davis is the name. A wonderful place you have here. Quite unique.
As you say, quite unique.
Your drink, sir.
So Badger Barclay was, that's it.
Who did you say?
Badger Barclay. He roped me in for the show. When's he coming?
I don't think he is coming. Nobody by the name of Barclay.
Dirty double-crosser. He's done it again. Well, it's a wizard, Arthur. Rather a wizard girl, that secretary. She'll liven things up a bit. I say, old man, what about dressing for dinner this time?
Yeah, let's go and explore.
A wizard!
Things are a bit sixes and sevens with the Owens not turning up.
It's nice of for holiday, man.
Why don't you like to sit down? Well, to tell you the truth, you seem to be sitting in my chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were one of the family.
Well, it's not that exactly. To tell you the truth, I've never been here before. But you see, I live at the Benton Club, have for the last 10 years, and my seat is just about there. I can't get used to sitting anywhere else.
Becomes a bit of a habit.
Yes, it does. Thank you. Well, not quite as good as the clubs, but it's a nice chair. To tell you the truth, I was a bit surprised to get this invitation. Haven't had anything of the kind in well over 4 years. Very nice of them, I thought.
And your keys, sir.
Is Lady Constance Culvington expected here, can you tell me?
Constance Covington? I don't believe so, sir, unless she's arriving with Mr. and Mrs. Owen.
Oh.
Allow me, sir.
Oh.
Can I have your keys, sir?
No, thanks. I'll unpack for myself.
Dinner is at 8 o'clock. Shall I show you to your room?
Please.
Here you are, sir. I'll get Rogers.
How are you? Davis. Davis is the name.
Mine's Armstrong.
Dr. Armstrong, I believe.
Well, yes.
I thought so. Never forget the face.
Don't tell me I've forgotten one of my patients.
No, nothing like that. But I once saw you in court giving expert evidence.
Oh, really? Are you interested in the law?
Well, you see, I'm from South Africa, so naturally the legal processes of this country are bound to interest a colonial.
Yes, of course.
Have a drink.
No, thank you. I never touch it.
Well, mind if I do? Mine's empty.
Not a bit.
I've been having a look around the island. It's a wonderful place they have here.
Yes, wonderful. I was thinking as I was coming across the mainland, what a haven of peace this was.
Yes, too peaceful for some, I dare say.
Yes, wonderfully restful for the nerves. I'm a nerve specialist, you know.
Yes, I know that. Did you come by train?
No, I motored down. Dropped in on a patient on the way. Great improvement. Wonderful response.
Yes, best part of 200 miles, isn't it? Did it take you long?
I didn't hurry. I never hurry. It's bad for the nerves. Some mentalist young fellow nearly drove me into the ditch near Innsbruck. Shot past me at about 18 miles an hour. Disgraceful bit of driving. I'd like to have had his number.
Yes, and if only more people would take the numbers of these young roadhogs, huh?
Yes, now, you must excuse me. I must have a word with Mr. Owen.
But Mr. Owen isn't coming.
You rang, sir?
Yes, take my hat, will you? What time's supper?
Dinner is at 8 o'clock. I believe tonight dressing will be optional.
Got a good place here.
Thank you, sir.
Been here long?
Just under a week, sir.
Is that all? Don't suppose you know anything about the crowd that's here?
No, sir.
All old friends of the family?
I really couldn't say, sir.
Oh, well. Oh, Rogers!
Yes, sir.
Could you put a sandwich and a bottle of beer by my bed at night? I get an hell of an appetite with this sea air.
I'll see what I can do, sir.
Rogers, I'll see you won't lose by it. Yes, there we are. Where's my room?
This
Good. I could use a wash and a brush up straight away.
The drinks are on the cook room. Get to clean out. That is the job of the match. Oh, there you are, Rogers. You know, you ought to clear these dirty glasses. You're always leaving the dirty work to me. Here I am with a full-course dinner on your hands and no one to help me. And you couldn't give me a hand with the dishing up. And who was that you were talking to, by the way?
Davis, South African gentleman. No class, girls, me. No money either.
I don't like him. I don't like any of them much. More like that bunch at the boarding house, I'd say.
Davis' legs makes out like he's some sort of millionaire or something. You should see his underwear.
As cheap as they make them.
As I said, it's not treating us right. All these guests, and I've got a meal to prepare. What do they think we are?
Well, the money's good.
Oh, and so it ought to be. Catch me going into service again unless the money's good.
Well, it is good, so what are you going on about?
Well, I can tell you this, Rogers. Not staying any place where I'm put upon. Cooking's my business. I'm a good cook.
First rate.
Oh, but the kitchen's my place. This cleaning and housework's none of my business. I've got a good mind to put on my coat and hat and walk out right now and go straight back to Plymouth.
You can't do that, old girl.
Who says I can't? And why not? I should like to know.
Because you're on an island, old girl. Had you forgotten that?
Oh, and I don't know as I fancy being on an island.
Can't say I fancied much either under that. No slipping down to a pub. We're going to the pictures. But it's double the wages on account of the difficulties, and there's plenty of beer in the house.
Oh, that's all you ever think about is beer.
Stop your nagging and get along with that kitchen or your dinner'll be spoiled.
I'll be spoiled anyway. Everybody's going to be late. Wasted on them anyway. It's a good thing I didn't make a souffle. It's anyway when you know me, miss. It's just a question of dishing up.
Everything all right, Rogers? Can you manage between the two of you?
Yes, thank you, miss. The missus, she talks a lot, but she gets it done.
Oh, what a lovely evening.
Yes, indeed. The weather seems very settled.
How plainly one can hear the sea.
A pleasant sound.
Hardly a breath of wind, and deliciously warm, not like England at all.
I should have thought you might feel a little uncomfortable in that dress.
Oh, no.
It's rather revealing, don't you think?
No, I don't think so.
You'll excuse me, my dear, but you're a young girl and you've got your living to earn.
Yes.
A well-bred woman doesn't like a secretary to appear flashy. It looks, you know, as though you're trying to attract the attention of the opposite sex.
And would you say I do attract them?
That's beside the point. A girl who deliberately sets out to get the attention of men won't be likely to keep a job long.
Ah, surely that depends on who she's working for.
Really, Miss Claiborne.
Aren't you being a little unkind?
Young people nowadays behave in the most disgusting fashion.
Disgusting?
Yes, low-cut evening dresses, lying about half naked on the beaches. All this so-called sunbathing is just an excuse for immodest conduct, nothing more. Familiarity, Christian names, drinking cocktails. Oh, and look at the young men nowadays, decadent. Why, look at that young master. What good is he? Oh, and that Captain Lombard.
What do you object to in Captain Lombard? I should say he's a man who's led a very varied and interesting life.
The man is an adventurer. Oh, this younger generation is no good at all.
You don't like youth, I see.
What do you mean?
I was just remarking that you don't like young people.
And is there any reason why I should pray?
Oh no, but it seems to me that you must miss an awful lot.
You're very impertinent.
I'm sorry, that's just what I think.
The world will never improve until we stamp out immodesty.
Quite pathological.
What did you say?
Nothing.
What about you, old boy?
He looks rather like a tortoise, don't you think so?
Oh, all judges look like tortoises. They have that venomous way of darting their heads in and out. Justice Walgrave is no exception.
I hadn't realized he was a judge.
Oh, yes. Probably responsible for sending more innocent people to their deaths than anyone in England. Hello, you. You do know each other. Miss Armstrong, Miss Clayton. Armstrong and I have just decided that
Yes,
we'll...
I've heard you, and so did he, I think.
Oh, Sir Lawrence.
It's Brent, isn't it?
There's something I want to ask you. Will you come out here?
Ah. Oh, remarkably fine.
It's an absolutely whizzing car. It's a supercharged sports Bugatti Carlotta. You don't see many of them on the road. I can get over 100 out of them.
Did you come from London?
Yes, 208 miles, and I did it in a bit over 3 hours. Too many cars on the road, though, to keep it up. Touched 91 on the Salisbury plain. Not too bad, eh?
I think you passed me on the road.
Yes.
You nearly drove me into the ditch.
Did I? Sorry.
If I had seen your number, I'd reported you.
But you were fooling in the middle of the road.
Fooling? Me fooling?
All right, gentlemen, how about the drink, huh?
Good idea. Do you have one, Mrs. Claypool?
No, thank you.
Please, whiskey.
Good evening, Mrs. Owen.
Why, Mrs. Owen?
Because you would make the most attractive wife of any wealthy businessman.
You always flirt outrageously.
Always.
Oh, well, now we know.
Tell me, what's old Miss Brent talking to the judge about? She tried to buttonhole him upstairs.
I don't know. Funny, she seemed so definite there wasn't a Mr. Owen.
damn shame we didn't know each other, Miss Claythorne. I could have given you a lift down.
Yes, that would have been grand.
I'd like to show you what I can do across Salisbury Plain. Tell you what, maybe we could drive back together.
But I have nothing.
But it seems so damn silly. I've got an empty car.
Yes, but she likes the way she's going back now.
Oh, look! How sweet. Those 10 little tiny Indians. And there's the old nursery rhyme.
Talking about what figures? What nursery rhyme?
10 little Indian boys going out to dine. One choked his little self, and then there were 9. 9 little Indian boys sat up very late. One overslept himself, and then there were 8.
8 little Indian boys traveling to Devon. One got left behind, and then there was 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, silence, please.
What's this?
You are charged with these indictments. That you did respectively and at diverse times commit the following. Edward Armstrong, that you did cause the death of Louisa Mary Cleese. William Henry Floor, that you brought about the death of James Stephen Lindor. Emily Caroline Brent, that you were responsible for the death of Beatrice Taylor. Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, that you killed Peter Ogilvy Hamilton. Philip Lombard, that you were guilty of the deaths of 21 men, members of an East African tribe. John Gordon Mackenzie, that you sent your wife's lover Arthur Richmond to his death. Anthony James Marston, that you were guilty of the murder of John and Lucy Combs. Thomas Rogers and Ethel Rogers, that you brought about the death of Jennifer Brady. Lawrence John Wargrave, that you were guilty of the murder of Edward Seaton, prisoners at the bar. Have you anything to say in your defense?
Is she all right?
Oh, be careful, don't drop her.
The old sofa.
Is she okay?
She all right, Doctor?
It's nothing much. She's fainted, that's all. She'll be around in a minute. Get some help.
Rogers, get some brandy.
Who was I speaking? It's happened.
What is going on here? What kind of practical joke was that?
Where the devil did that voice come from? Ah, here we are.
You are charged with these
Take off!
indictments.
Where's something horrible?
A disgraceful and heartless practical joke.
Oh, you think it's a joke, do you?
What else could it be?
Well, at the moment, I'm not prepared to give an opinion.
But who the devil turned it on and set it going?
We must inquire into that.
Can I speak to her? Allow me. It's all right, do you hear? Pull yourself together.
You'll be all right, Mrs. Rogers. It's just a nasty turn.
Long faint, sir.
Yes.
It was that voice. It was that awful voice, like a judgment.
Well, where's that brandy? Drink this, Mrs. Rogers.
She looks all right. She looks much better.
I'm all right. It just gave me a turn, that's all.
Gave me a turn to wicked lies it was. Well, I'd like to know who it was.
Who was it put that record on the gramophone? Was it you, Rogers?
I was just obeying orders, that's all.
Whose orders?
Mr. Owens.
Well, let me get this quite clear. Mr. Owen's orders to you were what exactly?
I was to put a record on the gramophone in the study. I was to find the records in the drawer in there. I was to start with that one. I thought it was just a piece of music.
A very remarkable story.
It's the truth, by heaven, it's the truth. I didn't know what it was not for a moment. It had a name on it. I thought it was just to give you all some music.
Does it have a title?
No, title? Yes, sir. It's entitled Swan Song.
Oh, this whole thing is preposterous. Preposterous. Singing accusations of birth like this. Something must be done about it. This fellow Owen, whoever he is,
That's
must...
just it. Who is he?
That is something we must go into very carefully. I should suggest you get your wife to bed, Rogers, then come back here.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a hand.
Will she be all right, Doctor?
Yes, quite all right.
Go to bed, yes.
Don't know about you, sir, but I feel like he's got a drink.
I agree.
I'll get them.
Preposterous. That's what it is. Preposterous.
Whiskey for you, Sir Lawrence.
Oh, I should like a glass of water, please.
Yes, I'll get it. I'll have a little whiskey too.
She'll be all right. I gave her a mild sedative.
Here you are, Doctor. You all want a drink after all that.
No, thank you. I never touch it.
So you said. General, you'll have this one.
Now then, Rogers, let's get to the bottom of things. Tell us what you know about Mr. Owen.
He owns this place, sir.
I'm aware of that fact. What I want you to tell me is what you yourself know about the man.
I can't say so. You see, I've never seen him.
You've never seen him.
We've been here just in a week, sir, my wife and I. We were engaged by letter at the registry office. The Regina in London.
That's a high-class firm. We can check on it.
Have you got the letter?
The letter engaging, sir, yes.
Go on with your story.
Well, we arrived, like the letter said, on the 4th. Everything was in order. Plenty of food in stock. Just needed dusting and that.
What next?
Nothing, sir. That is, we received orders to prepare the house for it. The room, easy to say, we were to prepare the room for a house party, 8. Then by yesterday, by morning post, we received another letter saying that Mr. and Mrs. Owen might be detained, and if so, we was to do the best we could, and it gave instructions on dinner, putting on the panel.
Good. Headed Ritz Hotel in Typewriter.
Coronation machine number 5. It's quiet now. No defects. Ensign paper, the most common make. We shan't get much out of this. We can test it for fingerprints, but it's been handled far too much.
Quite the little detective.
It's got a lot of fancy Christian names, hasn't he? Hewlett, Norman, Owen. Quite the mouthful.
I'm obliged to you, Mr. Marston, for directing my attention to a curious and suggestive fact. I think the time has come for all of us to pool our information. I think it would be well if everybody came forward with what they know about our unknown host. We're all his guests. I think it would be profitable if each one of us were to explain exactly how that came about.
There's something very peculiar about all this. I received a letter with a signature that was not very easy to read. It purported to be from a woman whom I met at a certain summer resort 2 or 3 years ago. I took the name to be Ogden. I'm quite sure I've never met or become friendly with anyone by the name of Owen.
Have you got the letter, Miss Brent?
Yes. I'll fetch it for you.
Miss Claythorne?
I never actually met Mrs. Owen. I wanted a holiday post, and I applied to a secretarial agency, Miss Grenfell's in London. I was offered this post and accepted.
You were never interviewed by your prospective employer?
No. This is the letter.
Indian Island, Sticklehaven, Devon. I have received your name from Miss Grenfell's agency. I understand she knows you personally. I shall be glad to pay you the salary you ask and shall expect you to take up your duties on August 8th. The train is the 12:10 from Paddington, and you will be met at Oak Bridge Station. I enclose £5 for expenses. Yours truly, Una Nancy Owen. Mr. Marston?
I don't actually know the Owens. I received a wire from a pal of mine, Badger Barclay. He told me to roll up here. It surprised me a bit. I thought the old horse had gone to Norway. I haven't got the wire.
Thank you. Dr. Armstrong.
In the circumstances, I think I may admit that my visit here was professional. Mr. Owen wrote me that he was worried about his wife's health. The nerves, to be precise. He wanted a report without her being alarmed, and he therefore suggested that my visit here be regarded as that of an ordinary guest.
You had no previous acquaintance with the family.
No.
And yet you had no hesitation in obeying the summons.
Well, a colleague of mine was mentioned, and a very handsome fee suggested. I was due for a holiday anyway.
Dear Miss Brent, I hope you remember me. We were together at Bellhaven Guest House in August some years ago, and we seem to have so much in common. I am starting a guest house of my own on an island off the coast of Devon. I think there is really an opening where there is good plain English cooking and a nice old-fashioned type of person. None of this nudity and gramophones half the night. I shall be glad if you would see your way to spending your summer holiday on Indian Island. As my guest, of course, I suggest August 8th, 12:40 for Paddington to Oak Bridge. Yours sincerely, U.N. Yes, the signature is somewhat ambiguous.
I like the nudity touch.
And here is my own decoy letter from an old friend, Lady Constance Cowington, who writes in her usual vague and incoherent fashion, urges me to join her here, and refers to her host and hostess in the vaguest of terms.
Okay, I just thought.
In a minute.
No, but
We'll take one thing at a time, if you don't mind, Captain Lombard. General Mackenzie.
Got a letter from this fellow Owen. I thought I must have met him some time down at the club. Mentioned a few cronies of mine who ought to be here. I hoped I'd excuse the informal invitation. Haven't kept the letter, I'm afraid.
And you, Captain Lombard?
Well, same sort of thing. Invitation mentioning mutual friends. Well, I haven't kept the letter either.
Just now, we had a somewhat disagreeable experience. An apparently disembodied voice spoke to us all by name and uttered certain indefinite accusations against us. We will deal with those accusations presently. At the moment, I'm interested in a minor point. See, amongst the names received was that of William Henry Gore, but as far as we know, there is no Gore amongst us. The name of Davis was not mentioned. What have you to say about that, Mr. Davis?
Well, seems the cat is out of the bag. I suppose I should tell you my name is not Davis.
You are William Henry Gore.
That's right.
I will add something to that. Not only are you here under a false name, Mr. Bloor, but in addition, I've noticed this evening that you are a first-class liar. You claim to come from the town, South Africa. I know South Africa and the town well. I'm prepared to swear that you have never set foot there in your life.
Look, you gentlemen have got me all wrong. I'm an ex-CID man.
Oh, copper.
So I've got my credentials, I can prove it. I run a detective agency in Plymouth. I was put on for this job.
By whom?
By Mr. Owen. Sent a very nice money order for expenses. Said I should join the party posing as a guest. He also sent a list of all your names. Said I should keep an eye on you all.
Any reason given?
Said Mrs. Owen had come into some valuable jewels. Mrs. Owen, my foot. I do not believe there is such a person.
You are justified, I think, in your conclusion. You see, Hewlett Norman Owen. Una Nancy Owen. Each time, that is to say, U.N. Owen, or by a slight stretch of fancy, unknown.
Which is fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my own mind that we've been invited here by a madman, probably a dangerous homicidal lunatic.
Go.
Whoever it is who has enticed us here, has gone to the trouble of finding out a great deal about us, a very great deal. And out of this information concerning us, he has made certain definite accusations. I wish to say this before you all. Our unknown friend has accused me of the murder of one Edward Seaton. I remember Seaton perfectly well. He came before me on trial in June of 1930. He was charged with the murder of an elderly woman. Yes, he was very ably defended and made a good impression on the jury in the witness box. Nevertheless, on the evidence, he was certainly guilty. I summed up accordingly, and the jury brought in a verdict of guilty. Imposing sentence of death. I fully concurred with this verdict. The appeal was lodged on the grounds of misdirection, where the appeal was denied and the man was duly executed. I wish to say before you all that my conscience is perfectly clear on the matter. I did my duty and nothing more. I passed sentence on a rightly convicted murderer.
Did you know this Seton at all? I mean, personally?
I knew nothing of Seton prior to the trial.
The old boy's lying, I'll swear. The fellow is a madman. Absolute madman. He's got bees in the bonnet. Got hold the wrong end of the stick all round. But really, this sort of thing ought to be left unanswered. However, I feel I must say, no truth. No truth whatever in what he said about young Arthur Richmond. Richmond was one of my officers. I sent him on reconnaissance in 1917. He was killed. Also, like to say, resent very much slur on my wife. Being dead a long time. Best woman in the world. Absolutely. Caesar's wife.
And I was just thinking, John and Lucy Combs. That must have been those couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge. It was beastly bad luck.
Yeah, for you or for them?
Well, I was thinking for me. But you're right, sir. Of course, it was damn bad luck for them, too. But I mean, it was a pure accident. They ran out of some cottage or other. I mean, I had my license suspended for a year. It was a beastly nuisance.
This speeding's all wrong, all wrong. Young men like you are a danger to the community.
It couldn't be helped. It was just an accident.
Might I say a word, sir?
Go ahead, Rogers.
There was a mention, sir, of me, Mrs. Rogers and Miss Jennifer Brady. There's not a word of truth in it, not a word. We were with Miss Brady when she died. She was always in poor health, sir. Always, since the day we came to her. There was a storm, sir, the night she died. The telephone was out of order. We tried to get the doctor to her. I went for him, sir, on foot. He got there too late. We'd done everything possible for her, sir. Devoted to her we were, and anyone would tell you the same. And there was never a word said against us. Never a word.
Came into a nice little something at her death, didn't you?
Miss Brady left us a legacy in recognition of our faithful service. And why not, I'd like to know?
What about yourself, Mr. Lord?
What about me?
Your name was on the list.
I know. The landlord, you mean. That was the London and Commercial Bank robbery.
I remember the name, although it never came before me. Landor was convicted on your evidence. You were the policeman in charge of the case.
That's right, God.
Yes, Landor got penal servitude for life. Died at Dartmoor a year later. He was a delicate man.
He was a crook. It was him put the night watchman out. It was clear from the start.
You were complimented, I think, on your able handling of the case.
Yes, I got a promotion. I was only doing my duty.
Convenient word, duty. What about you, Doctor?
I'm at a loss to understand the matter. The name meant nothing to me. What was it? Close? Close? I really don't remember having a patient by that name, or being connected to a death in any way. Thing's a complete mystery to me. Of course, it was a long time ago. It might possibly have been one of my operation cases in hospital. They come too late, so many of these people, and then when the patient dies, it's always the surgeon's fault.
And so it's better to take up nerve cases and give up surgery. Some, of course, give up drink.
I protest. You've no right to insinuate such things. I never touch alcohol.
My dear fellow, I never suggested you did. Well, anyway, Mr. Unknown is the only one who knows all the facts.
Miss Claythorne?
I was nursery governess to Peter Hamilton. We were in Cornwall for the summer. He was forbidden to swim out far. One day when my pension was distracted, he started off. As soon as I saw what happened, I swam after him. I couldn't get there in time.
Was there an inquest?
Yes, I was exonerated by the coroner. His mother didn't blame me either.
Thank you. Miss Brent?
I've nothing to say.
Nothing.
Nothing.
You reserve your defense.
There's no question of the facts. I have always acted according to the dictates of my conscience.
Yeah. What a law-abiding lot we seem to be. Myself accepted.
We are waiting for your story, Captain Lombard.
Well, I haven't got the story.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry to disappoint all of you. It's Just that I plead guilty. Perfectly true. I left those men alone in the bush. Matter of self-preservation.
To abandon your men?
Yeah. Not quite the act of a puck on my heave, I'm afraid. But self-preservation is man's first duty. And natives don't mind dying, you know. They don't feel about it as Europeans do.
Oh, my.
Our inquiry rests there. Now, Rogers, who else is there on this island besides ourselves and you and your wife?
No one, sir.
You're sure of that?
Quite sure, sir.
Thank you. Don't go, Rogers. I am not yet clear as to the purpose of our unknown host in getting us to assemble here, but in my opinion, he is not sane in the accepted meaning of the word. He may be dangerous. In my opinion, it would be well for us to leave this place as soon as possible. I suggest we leave tonight.
I'll beg your pardon, sir, but there's no boat on the island.
What? No boat at all?
No, sir.
Well, why not telephone to the mainland?
There's no telephone either, sir. Fred Nethercott comes every morning, brings the bread and milk, posts in the papers, and takes the orders.
It's a bit unsporting, what? I mean, we ought to ferret out the mystery before we go. The whole thing's like a detective story. It's positively thrilling.
Yes, well, at my time of life, I have no desire for thrills.
The legal life is narrowing. I'm all for the crime. Here's to it.
Here now. What?
What's the matter?
God, is he all right? Here now.
My God, he's dead.
Dead what? You mean he just choked and died?
You can call it choking if you'd like. He died of asphyxiation, right enough.
I've never heard of a man dying like that, just of a choking fit.
We're in the middle of life. We are in death.
A man doesn't die of a mere choking fit, General Mackenzie. Marston's death isn't what we'd call a natural death.
Was there something in the whiskey?
Yes. By the smell of it, cyanide. Probably potassium cyanide. Acts pretty well instantaneously.
Well, then he must have put the stuff in the glass himself.
Suicide? That's a rum go.
But you never think he'd commit suicide. He was so alive. He was enjoying himself.
Look. Here's one of the little Indians off the mantelpiece. Broken.
We've been up to the top, no sign of that boat yet.
It's very early still.
Oh, I know. Still, the fellow brings the bread and the milk and all that. I would have thought he would have been there before this. Why is there no sign of breakfast yet? Where is that fellow Rogers?
Don't let's bother about breakfast.
How's the weather looking?
Wind has freshened up a bit. Bit of a mackerel sky. Our boy on the boat yesterday said we were due for some dirty weather. Shouldn't wonder if he wasn't right.
I wish that boat would come. The sooner we get off this island, the better. Absurd not keeping a boat on the island.
There's no proper harm. You see, if a wind came from the southeast, the boat would surely be dashed up against the rocks.
But a boat would always be able to make us from the mainland.
No, Miss Brent, that's exactly what it wouldn't.
Do you mean we should be cut off from the land?
Yes. Condensed milk, rye vita, and tin stuff till the gale had blown itself out. But you needn't worry, the sea's only a bit choppy.
I think the pleasures of living on an island are rather overrated.
I wonder if that boat's coming. Annoying the way the house is built slap up against the cliff. You can't see the mainland unless you climb to the top. Shall we go up there again?
It's no good, Doctor. A watched pot never boils. Now, there was no sign of a boat putting out when we were up there just now.
What about this man there, Carl? Shouldn't he be about?
Well, they're all like that in Devon. Never hurry themselves.
And where's Rogers? He ought to be about.
Well, I'd imagine Master Rogers was pretty badly rattled last night.
Yeah, I know. Ghastly, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's got the wind up properly. You know, I'd take it even bet he and the wife did do that old lady in.
You really don't know?
Well, I've never seen a man more scared. Guilty as hell, I should say.
Fantastic. The whole thing, fantastic.
I say, suppose he's hopped.
Who, Rogers?
Yes.
But there isn't any way he could. There's no boat on the island. You just said so.
Yes, but I've been thinking. We've only Rogers' word for it. Suppose there is one and he's named off in it first thing.
No. No. You wouldn't be allowed to leave the island.
Sleep well, General.
I dreamed. Yes. I dreamed.
Yes, I don't wonder at that.
I dreamed of Leslie. My wife, you know.
Yes. I wish this Narracott would come.
Who is Narracott?
The bloke that brought us over yesterday.
Was it only yesterday?
Yes, I feel the same way. Batty, gramophone records, bloody suicides, it's about all a man can take. I shan't be sorry to see the back of Indian Island, I give you my word.
So, you don't understand.
How's that,
Strange.
General?
I don't like the look of him.
No, neither do I. Imagine young Marston's suicide gave him a pretty bad shock. He looks years older.
Where's that poor young fellow now?
Well, he's in the study. I put him there myself.
Doctor, I suppose it was suicide.
What else could it be?
I don't know, but suicide is...
You know, I had a pretty funny feeling in the night. Suppose this Mr. Unknown Owen is on the island. Now, Rogers may know, or he's been told to say so. It's a pretty nasty thought, huh?
Would it have been possible for anyone to tamper with Marston's drink without our seeing him?
It was standing right up there. Now, anyone could have put a dollop of cyanide in it if they wanted to.
There you are, sir. I've been all over the place looking for you. Could you come up and have a look at my wife, sir?
Yes, of course. Is she feeling under the weather still?
She's...
You won't leave the island without me.
The boat will come. I hate this place.
Yes, the sooner we can get in touch with the police, the better.
The police?
Yeah, the police have to be notified in the case of a suicide. You know, Miss Claythorne.
Oh, yes, of course.
What is going on here? Why is there no sign of any breakfast?
Are you hungry, General? Feeling like breakfast?
Leslie! Leslie, my dear!
No, I'm not. I'm Vera Claythorne.
Of course. Forgive me, I took you for my wife.
Oh,
I was waiting for her, you see.
but I thought your wife was dead long ago.
Yes, I thought so too. But I was wrong. She's here, on this island. Good morning.
Ah, good morning, Captain Lumber.
Good morning. I seem to have overslept myself. Is the boat here yet?
No.
Bit late, isn't it?
Yes.
Good morning. You and I could have had a swim before breakfast. Too bad all this.
Too bad you overslept yourself.
Must have good nerves to sleep like that.
Nothing makes me lose my sleep.
Weren't dreaming of African natives by chance, were you?
No. Did you dream of convicts on Dartmoor?
Look, Captain Lombard, I do not find that very funny.
You started it, you know. I'm hungry. What's for breakfast?
Well, it seems the whole domestic staff has gone on strike.
Oh, well, we can always afford it for ourselves.
Hello, that's strange.
What is?
You remember we found one of these little fellows smashed last night?
Yes, I thought to leave 9.
That ought to leave 9. I'm certain there were 10 of them here when we arrived.
Yes, that ought to leave 9.
There are only 8.
Yeah, so there are.
I think that's queer, don't you?
Well, there were probably only 9 to begin with. We assumed they were dead because of the riot. Hello, Armstrong. What's the matter?
Mrs. Rogers is dead.
Whoa!
Died in her sleep. Rogers thought she was still under the influence of the sleeping draught I gave her. He came down without disturbing her. He lit the kitchen fire, hid this room, and as she hadn't appeared, he went back up, was alarmed by the look of her, and went hunting for me. She's been dead about 5 hours, I should say.
What was it? Her heart?
Possible to say. It may have been.
Well, she had a pretty bad shock last night.
Yes.
She might have been poisoned, I suppose.
It's perfectly possible.
With the same stuff as young Marston?
No, not cyanide. It would have to have been a narcotic or hypnotic. One of the barbiturate to chloral, something like that.
You gave her sleeping powders last night, didn't you?
Yes, I gave her a mild dose of luminol.
Didn't give her too much, did you?
Certainly not. What do you mean?
All right, no offense. It's just, I thought perhaps if she had a weak heart and you gave her an excessive amount.
The amount I gave her could not have hurt anyone.
Then what exactly did happen?
Impossible to say without an autopsy.
If, for instance, this death had occurred in the case of one of your private patients, what would have been your procedure?
Well, without any previous knowledge of a woman's state of health, I could certainly not give a certificate.
She was a very nervous-looking creature. She had a bad flight last night. Perhaps it was heart failure.
Well, the heart certainly failed to beat, but of course it failed.
Conscience?
What exactly do you mean by that, Miss Brent?
Well, you all heard. She was accused, together with her husband, of having deliberately murdered a former employer, an old lady.
And you believe this to be true, Miss Brent?
Certainly. Well, you all saw her last night. She broke down completely and fainted. The shock of having a wickedness brought home to her was too much for her. She literally died of fear.
It is a possible theory. One cannot adopt it without more exact knowledge of the state of health. She had a latent cardiac weakness.
Call it, if you prefer, an act of God.
No, Miss Brent.
You regard it as impossible that a sinner should be struck down by the wrath of God?
Yes.
Well, I do not.
My dear lady, in my experience of ill-doing, Providence leaves the work of conviction and chastisement to us mortals. The process is often fraught with difficulties. There are no shortcuts.
Look, let's be practical. What did the woman have last night before going to bed?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a glass of water or a cup of tea. I bet she had a cup of tea. That sort always does.
Rogers assures me she had nothing whatever.
Or he may say so.
So that's your idea?
Well, why not? We all heard the accusations last night. What if they're true? Miss Brent thinks it is for one. He and the wife did that old lady in, and they're feeling quite safe and happy about it.
Happy?
Well, they know there's no immediate danger to them. Then, last night, some lunatic goes and spills the beans. What happens? The woman goes berserk. He goes to pieces. Did you see him last night when she was coming to? Not all her husbandly solicitude, not on your sweet life. He was like a cat on hot bricks, and that's the position. Now, they've done a murder and got away with it. But if it's going to be raked up again now, it's the woman gives the show away. She hasn't got the nerve to brazen it out. She is a living danger to him. That's what she is. But him, he's all right. He'll continue lying until the cows come home, but he can't be sure. So what does he do? He drops a nice little dollop of something into a nice cup of tea. And after she's had it, he washes the cup and saucer and tells the doctor she ain't had nothing.
No, that's impossible. A man wouldn't do that. Not to his wife.
You'd be surprised, Miss Claythorne, what some husband would do.
Excuse me, miss. I'm getting along with breakfast. I'm not much of a hand as a cook, I'm afraid. It's lunch that has me worried. Would cold tongue and gelatin be satisfactory? Could manage some fried potatoes, and there's that tinned fruit and cheese and biscuits.
That we find, Rogers.
Lunch? No, lunch? We shan't be here for lunch. And when the hell is this boat coming?
Mr. Bloor.
I'll beg your pardon, sir, but the boat won't be coming.
What?
Fred Nericott is always here before 8. Do you require anything else, miss?
No, thank you, Rogers.
And it isn't Rogers. Look, there's his wife lying dead upstairs, and he's down here talking about breakfast and lunch, and then he says the boat isn't coming. Well, how the hell does he know?
Mr. Bloor.
What?
Don't you see he's dazed? He's just carrying on automatically as a good servant would. It's pathetic, really.
Look, he is pulling a fast one, if you ask me.
The really significant thing is the failure of the boat to arrive. It means we're being deliberately cut off from help.
That leaves very little time. Very little time.
What's that, General?
Very little time. We mustn't waste it talking about things that don't matter.
Why do you think Nericott hasn't turned up?
I think the ubiquitous Mr. Owen has given orders.
You mean told him it's a practical joke or something of that kind?
Now, he's never fallen for that, would he?
Why not? Indian Island has a reputation for people having crazy parties. This is just one more crazy idea, that's all. And Nericott knows there's plenty of food and drink on the island. He probably thinks it's a huge joke.
Didn't we light a bonfire up on the top of the island so that they'd see it?
That's probably been provided against. All signals are to be ignored. No, we're cut off, all right?
But can't we do something?
Yes, we can do something. We can find the funny gentleman who stays this little show. Mr. Unknown Owen. I'll bet anything you like he's somewhere on this island. The sooner we get a hold of him, the better, because, in my opinion, he's as mad as a hatter. He's dangerous as a rattlesnake.
No, hardly a very good simile, Captain Lombard. A rattlesnake at least gives warning of its approach.
Warning. Yes, that's it. Warning. Well, there's our warning. The 10 little Indian rhyme. There were 10 of us after Narracon left, weren't there?
Yes.
10 little Indian boys going out to dine. One choked his little self. Marston choked, didn't he? And then 9 little Indian boys sat up very late. One overslept himself. Overslept himself. That last part fits Mrs. Rogers well, doesn't it?
You don't think? Do you mean he wants to kill us all?
Yes, I think he does.
Each one fits with the rhyme.
No, it's impossible. It's coincidence. It must be coincidence.
Only 8 little Indian boys here. I suppose that's coincidence too? Well, what do you think, Paul?
I don't like it.
But there's nobody on the island.
Well, I'm not so sure.
This is terrible.
None of us will ever leave this island.
Can't someone shut up Grandpa?
But don't you agree with me, Sir Lawrence?
Well, up to a point, yes.
Well then, the sooner we get started, the better. Come on, Armstrong, come on, Blow, we'll make short work of it.
Yes, I'm ready. But nobody's got a revolver by chance. I suppose that's too much to hope for?
Well, I've got one.
Well, carry that around with you always.
Usually.
Ah.
I've been in tight places before.
Well, I imagine you have never been in a tighter place than you are today. Look, if there is a homicidal lunatic on this island, he's got a whole arsenal, and he'll use it.
You may be wrong there, boy. Many homicidal maniacs are very quiet, unassuming people.
Delightful fellows.
I never guessed there was anything wrong with them.
Yes, well, if Mr. Owen turns out to be one of those sort, we'll leave him to you. Now, I think we should make a start. I suggest Captain Lombard do the house, and we do the act.
Right, that ought to be easy enough. Secret doors and sliding panels.
Mind he doesn't get you before you get him.
Don't worry about me, but you two had better stick together. Remember, one got left behind.
Come on, Armstrong.
Very energetic young man, Captain Lombard.
Don't you think he's right? If there is someone on the island, they'll be bound to find him. It's practically bare rock.
Well, I think this problem calls for brains to solve it rather than brawn.
Where are you going?
I'm going to sit in the sun and think, my dear young lady.
Now, why did I leave that skein of wool?
Did you leave it upstairs? Shall I go and see if I can find it for you?
No, I'll go. I know where it's likely to be.
I'm glad Captain Lombard has got a revolver.
They're all wasting time. Wasting time.
Do you think so?
Yes. It's much better to sit here and wait.
Wait for what?
For the end, of course. I wish I could find Leslie.
Your wife?
Yes. I wish you'd known her. She was so pretty, so gay.
Was she?
I loved her very much. Of course, I was so much older than she was. She was only 27, you know. Father Richmond was 26. He was my ADC. Leslie liked him. They used to talk about music and plays together, and she'd tease him and make fun of him. It pleased me. I thought she'd taken a motherly interest in the boy. Damn fool, wasn't I? No fool like an old fool. It was like a book, the way I found out. When I was out in France, she wrote to both of us. Put the letters in the wrong envelope. So I knew.
Oh, no.
It's all right, dear. It was a long time ago. But I loved her very much, and I believed in her. I didn't say anything to him. I let it all gather here. Slow, murderous rage. Damn young hypocrite. I like the boy. I trust him.
I wonder what the others are doing.
I sent him to his death.
Oh.
It was quite easy, you know. Mistakes were being made all the time. All anyone could say is that I'd lost my nerve a bit, blundered, sacrificed one of my best men. Leslie never knew this. I never told her I found out. We went on as usual. Somehow, things weren't quite real anymore. She died of pneumonia. She had a heart-shaped face, and gray eyes, and brown hair that curled.
Don't.
Yes. I suppose, in a way, it was murder. Curious murder. And I've always been such a law-abiding man. It didn't seem like it at the time. Served him damn well right, that's what I thought. But after, well, you know, don't you?
What do you mean?
You don't seem to understand. I thought you would. I thought that you would be glad too that the end was coming. We're all going to die, you know.
I don't know.
Well, you're so very young. You haven't got there yet. The relief. The blessed relief when you know you've done with it all. You haven't got to carry the burden any longer.
General.
Don't talk to me that way. You don't understand. I just want to sit here and wait. Wait for Leslie to come for me.
Frightened. Oh, I'm frightened.
Yeah, all correct. No secret passage, one corpse.
Don't.
Say, you do look low. How about a drink to steady your nerves?
A drink. 2 corpses in the house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and all you say, have a drink? An old man going pipe crackers, have a drink. 10 people accused of murder, that's all right, just have a drink. Everything's fine so long as you have a drink.
All right. Stay thirsty.
You're nothing but a waster, an adventurer. You make me tired.
Say, you are handsome. What's the matter, my sweet?
I'm not your sweet.
I'm sorry, I rather thought you were.
Well, you can think again.
Oh, come now. You know you really don't feel that way. You've got something in common, you and I. Rogues and murderers can't fall out.
Rogues and murderers.
Well, I like the company of rogues and murderers, and you won't have a drink? I'll just go and finish searching.
Oh, unpleasant young man. I can't find it anywhere. Is anything the matter?
I'm worried about the general. He really is ill, I think.
Looking out for the boat, General. His sin has found him out.
Don't.
One must face facts.
Can any of us afford to throw stones?
Even if his wife was no better than she should be, and she must have been a depraved woman, he had no right taking judgment into his own hands.
What about Beatrice Taylor?
Who?
That was the name, wasn't it?
You are referring to that absurd accusation about myself.
Yes.
Now that we're alone, I have no objection in telling you the facts of the case. Indeed, I should like you to hear them. It was not a fit subject to discuss before gentlemen, and so naturally I refused to say anything about it last night. That girl, Beatrice Taylor, was in my service. I was very much deceived in her. She had nice manners and was clean and willing. Of course, all that was sheerest hypocrisy. She was a loose girl with no morals. Disgusting. It was some time before I found out she was what they call in trouble. It was a great shock to me. Her parents were decent folks too, who had brought her up strictly. I'm glad to say they did not condone her behavior.
What happened?
Naturally, I refused to keep her an hour under my roof. No one will ever say that I condone immorality.
Did she drown herself?
Yes,
How old was she?
17.
Only 17.
Quite old enough to know how to behave. I told her what a low and depraved thing she was. I told her that she was beyond the pale and that no decent person would take her into their house. I told her that the child would be a child of sin and it would be branded all of its life, and that the man naturally would not dream of marrying her. I told her I felt soiled for ever having had her under my roof.
You told a girl of 17 all that?
Yes, I'm quite glad to say I broke her down utterly.
Poor little devil.
I have no patience with this indulgence towards sin.
And then I suppose you turned her out of the house?
Of course.
And she didn't dare go home. What did you feel like when you found she drowned herself?
Feel like?
Yes. Didn't you blame yourself?
Certainly not. I had nothing with which to reproach myself.
I believe you really feel like that. That makes it even more horrible.
That girl is unbalanced. The heathen are sucked down into the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment he executed. The wicked are snared in the work of his own hand.
Breakfast is
The
ready.
wicked shall be turned into hell. Be quiet.
Do you know the gentleman armist? Breakfast is ready.
Sir Lawrence Wargrave is sitting out there in the sun. Dr. Armstrong and Mr. Bloor are searching the island. I shouldn't bother about them.
Shall not the isle shake at the sound of the fall, when the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee?
Shall we go in?
No, I don't feel like eating.
Breakfast ready.
Then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones, and lay away their robes, and put off their broidered garments. They shall clothe themselves in trembling. They shall sit upon the ground, and shall tremble at every moment, and be astonished at thee.
Reading aloud, Miss Brent.
It is my custom to read a portion of the Bible every day.
A very good habit, I'm sure.
What light did you have?
There's no cover in the island, no caves. No one could hide anywhere.
That's right. Lombard, what about the house?
No one. I'll stake my life there's no one in this house but ourselves. I've no word from attic to cellar.
Breakfast is getting cold.
Breakfast? Come on, Bloor, you've been yelping for breakfast ever since you got up. Let's eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Who knows? Perhaps even today.
You ought to be ashamed of such levity, Captain Lombard.
Come along, General, breakfast. Breakfast, I say, sir. Can't have this. General. Good God. One gone left behind. There's a knife in Mackenzie's back.
What?
He's dead. He's dead!
But how? He can't be. We're the only ones on the island.
Exactly, my dear sir. Don't you realize that this clever and cunning criminal is always comfortably one stage ahead of us? That he knows what we're going to do next and makes his plans accordingly? There's only one place a successful murderer could hide and have a reasonable chance of getting away with it.
One place. Where?
Here in this room. Mr. Owen is one of us.
Sir Lawrence.
Well, Mr. Bloor?
I wanted to get you alone. think you were right in what you said this morning. The damned murderer is one of us, and I think I know which one.
Really?
Ever hear of the Lizzie Borden case? In America, old couple killed with an axe in the middle of the morning. Only person who could have done it was the daughter. A respectable, middle-aged spinster. Incredible. So incredible, they acquitted her. However, they never found any other explanation.
Your answer to the problem is Emily Brent.
Yes. She is mad as a hatter, I tell you, religious mad. She is the one, and we must watch her.
Really, I had formed the impression your suspicions were in a different quarter.
Yes, but I've changed my mind, and I'll tell you for what. She's not scared, and she's the only one who isn't. Why? Because she knows there's no immediate danger to her. Now, hush.
We've made some coffee. Oh, it's cold in here.
Yes, you'd hardly believe it, what a beautiful day it was this morning.
Captain Lombard and Rogers still out.
Yes, no boat will put out in this. Besides, it couldn't land anyway.
Miss Brent.
Oh, allow me.
You're right to insist on our going to lunch and drinking some brandy with it. I
Yes.
feel better.
Oh, court always adjourns for lunch.
All the same, it's a nightmare. Seems as though it can't be true. But what are we going to do about it?
We shall have to hold an informal court of inquiry. Then we may at least be able to eliminate some innocent people.
You haven't got a hunch of any kind, have you, Miss Clayton?
That, if Miss Claythorne suspects one of us three, that is rather an awkward question.
I'm sure it isn't any of you. If you ask me who I suspected, I'd say Dr. Armstrong.
Armstrong?
Yes, because don't you see he's had far and away the best chance to kill Mrs. Rogers. Terribly easy for him as a doctor to slip her an overdose of sleeping stuff.
That's true, but someone else brought her the brandy, remember?
The husband had a good opportunity of administering it rather.
No, it isn't Rogers. He hasn't the brain to pull off this stunt, nor the money. Besides, you can see he's scared stiff. Well, here they are.
God, it's something like a storm.
Oh, it's only you.
Who were you expecting? Beatrice Taylor?
Eh?
I had a hope of this lying down for rescue. Is that coffee? Good. I'm taking the coffee now, you see.
Such restraint in the face of danger is nothing short of heroic.
I do not, of course, profess to be a weather prophet, but I should say it's very unlikely that a boat could reach us, even if it knew of our plight in under 24 hours. Even if the wind drops, the sea has still to go down.
Is anyone a swimmer? Is it possible to swim to the mainland?
It's over a mile, and at this sea you can dash on the rocks and drown.
Drown, drown. In the pond.
Oh, excuse me, Suzanne.
After dinner nap?
It's terribly cold in here.
I could start fire for lighting it.
That would be a good idea.
Very sound scheme, Rogers.
Excuse me, miss, but has anyone seen the top bathroom curtain?
Really, Rogers, are you going back to?
The bathroom curtain.
Yes, scarlet oil silk. It's missing.
Anybody see a scarlet oil silk curtain?
No.
No good, I'm afraid, Rogers.
Doesn't really matter. I just thought it was odd.
Everything in this house is odd.
I'll gather some sticks and some knobs of coal and get a nice fire started.
I wonder if you'd like some coffee. It's terribly wet. Rogers! Rogers!
What became of Armstrong?
He went to his room to rest.
Yeah. I suspect somebody's battered him one by now.
Oh, I expect he had the good sense to bolt his door.
Yes, it will be a lot harder now that we're all on our guard.
I advise you, Mr. Bloor, not to be too confident. I should like shortly to propose some measures of safety, which I think we should all adopt.
Against whom?
Against each other. We're all in grave danger here. Of the 10 people who came to this island, 3 are definitely clear. That leaves 7 of us. 7 little Indian boys.
One of whom is a bogus little Indian boy.
Exactly.
Well, in spite of what Miss Claythorne said just now, I think that you, Sir Lawrence, and Dr. Armstrong are above suspicion. He is a well-known doctor, and you are known all over England.
Mr. Blore, that proves nothing at all. Judges have gone mad before. So have doctors. So have policemen.
Here, here. Well, did he want some coffee?
He'd rather make himself a nice cup of tea. What about Dr. Armstrong? You think we ought to take him up a cup?
Well, I'll take him up if you like.
Oh, I'll take it to him. I want to change.
Yes, you should. You'll catch cold.
I think Dr. Armstrong might prefer to see me. He might not admit you, Captain Lombard. He might be afraid of your revolver.
Ah, yes. That revolver. I'd like to have a word with you about that.
Do go change.
What were you going to say?
Well, I'd just like to know why you brought the revolver to what was supposed to be a social event.
You do you?
Yes.
Well, I've had a rather adventurous life. Got in the habit of taking a revolver with me. I've been in a bit of a jam once or twice before. It's a pleasant feeling knowing you have a gun handy. Don't you agree?
We don't carry them. Now, I want the truth about this gun.
What a damn suspicious fellow you are.
Look, I know a fishy story when I hear one.
If it's about that revolver, I'd like to hear what you've got to say.
Oh, well, I got this letter asking me to come here as the guest of Mr. and Mrs. Owen, and that it would be worth my while. And the writer went on to say that he heard that I had a reputation for being a good man in a tight place, and that it might be dangerous. But I'd be all right if I kept my eyes open.
Yes, well, I would have never fallen for that.
But I did. I was bored. God, how I was bored back in this tame country. An intriguing proposition, you must admit.
Bit vague for mine.
That was the whole charm. It had roused my curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat. Huh?
Yes, right.
Do go and change, please.
Don't. I'm going, my sweet. I'm going. The maternal instinct, I think it's all.
Don't be ridiculous.
You know, that's a tall story. Why didn't he tell it to us yesterday?
You might have thought that this was exactly the emergency for which he'd been prepared.
Perhaps it is.
I hardly think so. It's just Mr. Owen's little bit of cheese to get him into the trap with the rest of us. He must have known him well enough to rely on his curiosity.
If it's true, no. I can't trust that man a yard.
Are you such a good judge of truth?
We must get out of here! We must before it is too late!
The one thing we must not do is give way to nerves.
I'm sorry. Rather a case of physician heal myself. But I've been overworked lately and run down.
Sleeping badly?
Yes, I keep dreaming. Hospitals, operations, a knife at my throat.
Real nightmares.
Yes. Do you dream you're in court sentencing a man to death?
Are you by any chance referring to a man called Edward Seaton? I assure you I should not lose any sleep over the death of Edward Seaton, particularly cold-blooded and brutal murderer. Jury liked him. They were inclined to let him off. However, I cooked Seaton's goose.
Well, cold in here, isn't it?
Wish Rogers would hurry up.
Yes, where is Rogers? He's been a long time.
He said he got to get some sticks.
Sticks? Sticks? Oh my God, sticks.
My God!
There's another one gone. Are there only 6?
There are only 5!
5?
Rogers and Lombard!
Oh no!
Roger! Roger!
Well, I'll blow off you like madman.
Oh, Philip!
Have you seen Rogers?
No, why should I?
2 more Indians have gone. 2?
I thought it was you.
Well, what is it?
The scullery.
Is he?
Yes, he's dead, all right.
How?
With an axe. Oh. Someone must have come up behind him while he was bent over the wood box.
One chopped himself in half. And then who was it? One chopped himself in half. And then who was it? One chopped himself in half.
Here, stop it. She'll be all right. Well, what's next, boys? Bees? Do they keep bees on the island? It's the next verse, isn't it? 6 little Indian boys playing with a hive of Bumblebee stung one and then there were 5.
My God, he's right. There are only 5.
Bumblebee stung one. We all look pretty spry. Nothing wrong with any of us. God, you don't think we know. Hypodermic syringe with moderate bee sting.
Oh, she was sitting there. One of us.
One of us.
Which of us?
Five little Indian boys sitting in a row, watching each other and waiting for the flow. New version up to date.
How do you think this is a moment for facetiousness?
And I have to relieve the gloom. Damn, that electric plant's running down. How about a nice round of game? What if we invent one called suspicions? A suspects B, B suspects C, and so on. Let's start with Law. It's not hard to guess whom Law suspects. Sticks out a mile. I'm your fancy, aren't I, Law?
I wouldn't say no to that.
They're quite wrong, you know. Abstract justice isn't my line. If I were to commit murder, there'd have to be something in it for me.
All I'm saying is that you've acted suspiciously from the start. You've told 2 different stories. You come down here with a revolver and now you say you've lost it.
Well, I have lost it.
And that's a likely story.
What do you think I've done with it? I've suggested myself you should search me.
No, you don't have it on you. You're too clever for that. But you know where it is.
You mean a cached, ready for the next time?
Shouldn't be surprised.
Why not use your brains, Law? If I wanted to, I could have shot the lot of you by this time. Pop, 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 pop.
Yes, but that's not the big idea.
With a crazy touch. Oh my God, man, I'm sane enough.
The doctor says there are some lunatics you never know lunatics.
We shouldn't just sit here doing nothing. There must be something. Surely there's something we can do. If we lit a bonfire.
In this weather,
It is, I am afraid, a question of time and patience. The weather will clear, then we can do something like a bonfire, heliograph, signal.
A question of time? Time? We can't afford time. We shall all be dead.
I think the measures we have now taken will be adequate.
I tell you, we shall all be dead. All but one. Think of something else. He's thinking now.
Poor Louise. What was her name? Please. Was it nerves that made you do her in, Doctor?
No, drink. I used to be a heavy drinker. God help me, I was drunk when I operated. Quite a simple operation. My hands shaking all over the place. I can remember her now. Big, heavy, countrified woman. And I killed her.
So, I was right. That's how it was, wasn't it?
Sister knew, of course. But she was loyal to me, to the hospital. I gave up drink, gave it up altogether, and went for the study of nervous diseases.
Very successfully.
Good results with 1 or 2 important women. They talked to their friends. For the last year or 2, I've been so busy I haven't known which way to turn. I've got to the top of the tree.
Until Mr. Unknown Elmer. Then down will come Credo, and Doctor, and all.
You stop your damnable sneering and joking!
Gentlemen, please, we can't afford to quarrel.
That's okay by me. I apologize.
This is terrible inactivity. It gets on my nerves.
We are adopting, I feel convinced, the only measures possible. As long as we stay together, all within sight of each other, a repetition of the tragedies that have occurred, it must be impossible. We've all submitted to a search. Therefore, we know that no man or woman is armed either with firearms or a knife, nor does anyone have cyanide or any drugs about their person. We remain, as I say, all together within sight of each other. Nothing can happen.
We can't just sit here doing nothing. We shall need food, sleep.
yes, that's what I said.
Obviously, the murderer's only opportunity is to get one of us detached from the rest. So long as we prevent that, we're safe.
Safe.
You're very silent, Vera.
There isn't anything to say. I wonder what the time is. It's this awful waiting. Waiting for the hours to go by and feeling like they may be the last. What is the time?
8:30.
Is that all?
Pretty awful light. There's how many candles on it out.
That's a whole box left. Storm seems to be dying down a bit. What do you think, sir?
Perhaps. Mustn't get too optimistic.
The murder's got everything on his side. Even the weather seems to be falling in with his plans.
What about something to eat?
If you like, I'll go out and open some tongue and make some coffee. But you four stay here. That's right, isn't it?
Not quite, Miss Claythorne. It might be inadvisable to eat or drink something you have made outside our view.
Oh, you don't like me, do you?
It's not a question of likes or dislikes.
There are very few tricks that will get past you, Sir Lawrence. You know, you won't be offended at my saying so. You're my fancy.
This is hardly the moment, Captain Lombard, for any of us to indulge in the luxury of taking offense.
Well, I don't think it's law. I could be wrong, but somehow I don't feel you have enough imagination for this job. All I can say is if you are the criminal, then my hat's off to you for you're a damn fine actor.
Thank you. For nothing.
I don't think it's the doctor. I don't believe he's got the nerve. You've got plenty of nerve, Vera. On the other hand, you strike me as eminently sane. Therefore, you good motive, you have a thoroughly good motive.
Thank you.
I thought of something.
Splendid. Animal, vegetable, or mineral.
That man says he's a police officer. We've no proof of that. He only said so after the gramophone record when his name had been given. Before that, he was pretending to be a South African millionaire. Perhaps the police officer is another impersonation. What do we know about him? Nothing at all.
Oh, he's a policeman, all right. Just look at his feet.
Now that is enough of you, Captain Lombard.
There. Now we know where we are. Oh, by the way, Miss Claythorne suspects you, Doctor. Oh, yes, she does. Haven't you seen her shoot you dirty looks from time to time? Well, it all works out rather prettily, doesn't it? I suspect Sir Lawrence, Blore suspects me, Armstrong suspects Blore. What about you, sir?
Quite early in the day, I formed a certain conclusion. It seemed to me that everything that had occurred pointed quite unmistakably to one person. I am still of the same opinion.
Which one?
No, I think it would be inadvisable to mention that person's name at the present time.
Inadvisable in the public interest.
Exactly.
What about that food item?
No, we should stay here. We're safe here.
Can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself. Go out and have a guzzle by yourself, Blore.
Tell you what, suppose I go and get a tin of biscuits and bring it back in here.
Good idea. Oh, Blore,
Eh?
an unopened tin, Blore.
I wonder what happened to the bathroom curtain, the one that Rogers missed.
Wow, a stretch of imagination. I can't see what any homicidal lunatic would want with a scarlet oil silk curtain.
Things seem to have been disappearing. Miss Brent lost his game of knitting wool.
Oh. So the murderer, whoever he or she is a kleptomaniac too.
How does the rhyme go? 5 little Indian boys.
Going in for law. One got in chancery.
God in Chancery. But how does that apply? Unless, of course.
Precisely, my dear young lady. That's why I'm sitting right here.
Ah, and I've got you cast for the role of murderer, not victim.
The term can apply to a boxer.
Well, then maybe we'll start a free fight. That seems to let you out right here.
Awful rhyme. Keeps going round and round in my head. I think I'll remember it till I die. Mr. Blore's a long time.
Well, I suspect the big bad wolf is gone.
I have asked you once before to try and restrain your rather peculiar sense of humor, Captain Lombard.
I'm sorry, sir. It must be a form of nervousness.
Here we are.
Hands up.
I've run out too.
Fortunately, I'm a pipe smoker.
I've got a whole box upstairs in my suitcase. We'll go get them. I could do with a cigarette myself. See that you all stay where you are.
Not bad, these biscuits.
What are they, cheese?
Cheese and celery.
And that girl out of hat, son?
The nerves are in a bad state.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with you there, Doctor. Miss Claythorne strikes me as a very cool and resourceful young lady, quite remarkably so.
Oh. That's your idea, is it? That she is the flying ointment?
Hardly likely a woman.
You and I, Doctor, see women from slightly different angles.
What would anyone say to a spot of whiskey?
Good idea. Providing we tackle an unopened problem.
What was that? Hello? What? Hey, what's going on?
What's that?
Crap!
Who's there?
What's going on?
Philip! Philip, where are you? I've lost you!
Here I am.
Why can't we all some light in here? It's all in the dark. You don't know where you are. You don't know where anyone is.
Damn draft on the stairs, more on the candles out. Here, I've got the light.
Where's Dr. Armstrong?
I'm hunting for the matches.
Never mind that, just go get some candles.
I was horrified to death. It went right around my throat.
What is it?
The window was open in my room. It blew out the candle when I opened the door. And then a long strand of seaweed touched my throat. I thought in the dark that I was being strangled by a wet hand.
Well, I don't wonder you yell.
Who put that seaweed there?
I don't know. When I find out, you'll be sorry he was ever born.
Who's that?
It's all right, Miss Claythorne. It's only me.
Here we are. Who fired that shot?
A little nervous. He's dead. Shot through the head.
One cut and shot to me. And then there were four.
Miss Claythorne.
Here I am.
You got me out of the way. You got me to go upstairs for cigarettes. You hung that seaweed there. You did it all so that you could kill that helpless old man in the dark. You're mad. All of you. Crazy. That's why you wanted the red curtain and the knitting wool. It was all planned. Long ago. For that. Oh my God, let me get out of here.
all right, Miss Claythorne. I don't mind joking, not on a full extent.
Must say I was hungry. All the same, I don't think I shall ever fancy tin tongue again.
I was rather wanting that meal. I feel a new man.
We've been nearly 24 hours without food. It does lower the morale.
Somehow in the daylight, everything seems different.
Listen, forget, there's still a dangerous homicidal lunatic somewhere on this island.
Why is it one doesn't feel jittery about it anymore?
Yeah. Because we now know beyond any possible doubt who it is. Take law.
That's right.
It was the uncertainty before, and looking at each other, wondering which.
You said all along it was Dr. Armstrong.
You did, my sweet, you did. Until, of course, you went completely bats and suspected us all.
Seems rather silly in the light of day.
Yes, very.
Allowing it is Armstrong. What's happened?
Well, we know what he wants us to think has happened to it.
What exactly did you find?
One shoe. Just one shoe sitting prettily at the cliff's edge. In France, Dr. Armstrong's gone completely off his onion and committed suicide.
Yes, well, that's all very circumstantial. Even to one little China Indian broken over there in the doorway.
I thought that was rather overdoing it. A man wouldn't think of doing that if he were going to drown himself.
Quite so, my dear, but we're fairly certain he didn't drown himself. However, it was made to appear as though he was the seventh victim, all according to plan.
Supposing he really is dead.
I'm a bit suspicious of death without bodies.
It's extraordinary to think that there are 5 dead bodies in there. Here we've been eating tin tums.
A delightful feminine disregard for the facts. And there are 6 dead bodies, and they are not all in there.
No, she's right. There are only 5.
What about Mrs. Rogers?
Well, I've counted her. She makes the 5th.
Now look here. Austin 1, Mrs. Rogers 2, Mackenzie 3, Rogers 4, Emily Brett 5, and Wargrave 6.
7, 8, 9. Armstrong 10. So you're right. Sorry, old boy.
Don't you think it'd be an idea if we brought Mrs. Rogers downstairs and shoved her in the morgue too?
I am a detective, not an undertaker.
For heaven's sake, let's stop talking about bodies. The point is Armstrong murdered.
Yes. We often realized it was Armstrong straight away.
How do you suppose Armstrong got hold of your revolver?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Tell me exactly what happened in the night.
Well, after you threw a fit of hysterics and locked yourself in your room, we'd all figured that we'd better go to bed.
So we all went to bed and locked ourselves in our room.
About an hour later, I heard someone else on my door. I went and tapped on Blaw's door. He was there all right. And I went to Armstrong's room. It was empty. So I went to your door and told you to sit tight, whatever happened. And then I came down here. The balcony window was open and my revolver lying beside it.
But why the devil would he chuck the revolver?
Don't ask me. Either an accident or he's crazy.
Where do you suppose he is?
Lurking somewhere, waiting to get a crack at one of us.
We ought to search the house.
What, and walk into an ambush?
Oh, I never thought of that.
I'm sure you heard no one went about after we went out.
Oh, I heard all sorts of things, and nothing short of setting the house on fire would have got me to unlock my door.
I see. It's thoroughly suspicious.
Look, what is the use in talking? What are we going to do?
Ask me, do nothing. Sit tight, take no risk.
No, I want to go after this fellow.
What a dog of a bulldog breed you are, Blaw. Oh, by the way, between friends and without prejudice, you did go into that spot of perjury, didn't you?
Well, I suppose it makes no odds now. Landor was innocent, all right. The gang squared me, and between the both of us, we put him away for a stretch. Mind you, I wouldn't admit to it now if he wasn't there.
You think we're all in the same boat?
Well, I couldn't admit it in front of Mr. Justice Wargrave, could I?
No, hardly.
I say, that man Seaton, do you think he was innocent?
Well, I'm quite certain of it. Wargrave had a reason for walking him out of the way. Well, Blaw, I'm delighted to see you come off your virtuous perch. You got a tidy lot out of it.
Not what I ought to have done. They're a mean gang, that Benny. But I got my promotion.
And Landor got penal servitude. And now you're in jail.
But I couldn't tell he was going to die, could I?
No, that was your bad luck.
His, you mean?
Yours too. As a result of that bit of fact, you may get your line cut short unpleasantly soon.
What? Me? By Armstrong? Ooh, I'll watch it.
You'll have to. Remember, there are 3 Indians there.
And what about you?
Well, I shall be quite all right, thank you. I've been in tight places before and gotten out of them, and I mean to get out of this one. Besides, gramophone record. No room in your head for more than one idea at a time, is there?
No, but it's a good idea.
And you're sticking to it.
I would have thought of a better story than that if I were you.
Well, I only wanted something simple that a policeman could understand.
And what's wrong with the police?
Nothing, now that you've left the force.
Look, if you're an honest man as you
Come
pretend,
now, Bloor, we're neither of us honest.
well, if you're telling the truth, for once, don't you think the square thing would be to chuck that revolver down there?
Don't be an ass.
I have said that I will search the house for Armstrong. If I'm willing to do that, will you lend me the revolver?
No, I will not. The revolver's mine. It's my revolver and I'm sticking to
And
it.
then you know it.
You're not beginning to think it, you square-headed flatty. You thought it last night, now you've gone back to your original idea. I am the one and only you and unknown Owen. Is that it?
Yes, I won't contradict you.
Well, you think what you damn well
I think
like.
you're
but I
both
warn you.
behaving like a pair of children.
Sorry, teacher.
Of course, Captain Lombard isn't the unknown. The unknown owner is Armstrong, and I'll tell you one very good proof of that.
Oh, what?
Think of the rhyme. 4 little Indian boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. Did you see the subtlety of it? A red herring. That's Armstrong's pretended suicide, but it's only a red herring, so really he isn't dead.
Yes, very ingenious.
To my mind, it's absolute proof. You see, it's all mad because he's mad. He takes a queer, childish, crazy pleasure in sticking to the rhyme and making everything happen in that way. Dressing up the judge, killing Rogers when he was chopping sticks, using a hypodermic on his friend when he might just as well have drugged her. It's got to make it all fit in.
That might give us a pointer, but where do we go from here? 3 little Indian boys walking in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. Well, that would be a hard one. There's no zoo on the island. Well, what does anyone say to a spot of beer?
Do stop thinking about your stomach, Bloor. Your craving for food and drink will be your undoing.
Look, there is plenty of beer in the kitchen.
Yes, and if anybody wanted to get rid of you, the first place they'd think of putting a lethal dose would be in a nice bottle of beer.
What's that? A boat! A boat!
Bloor's not his.
How?
Movie track. A wire across the door. Attached to something above.
Is he?
Yeah. Right. Head stove in by a great bronze bear. Holding a clock in the leg.
Bear. Oh, it's ghastly childishness.
No. Damn! Fool Bloor was.
And then there were 2.
Yes. And we had better take good care of ourselves.
We shan't do it. He'll get us. We'll never get away from this island.
Yes, we will. I've never been beaten yet.
Don't you feel that there's someone in this room watching us? Now watching us and waiting?
That's just nerves.
Then you do feel it.
No, I don't.
Please, Philip, let's get out of this house anywhere. Perhaps if there was a boat, they'll see us.
All right. We'll go to the top of the island and wait for relief to come. It's sheer cliff on the far side. We'll be able to see if anybody approaches from the house.
Anything's better than staying here.
It'll be rather cold in that outfit.
I'd be colder if I were dead.
Perhaps you're right. Quick reconnaissance.
Please, Philip, be careful.
Don't worry, I'm not Bloor. There's nothing directly above me. Hello? There's something washed up on the rocks.
What? It looks like a body.
You had better wait here. I'm going to go have a look.
Armstrong. Armstrong's body.
It's Armstrong. Drowned. Washed up in high water mark.
So there's no one on the island. No one at all. Except us two.
Yes, you're right. Now we know where we are.
Now we know where we are.
Very pretty trick of yours with that wire. Quite neat. Old Wargrave always knew you were dangerous.
You?
So, you did drown that kid after all.
That's where you're wrong. I didn't. Please believe me. Please listen to me.
Oh, I'm listening. And you had better make it a good story.
It isn't a story. It's the truth. I didn't kill that child. It was someone else.
Who?
A man. Peter's uncle. I was in love with him.
This is getting interesting.
Sneer, it was hell. Absolute hell. Peter was born after his father's death. If he'd been a girl, Hugh would have got everything.
The well-known tale of the wicked uncle.
Yes, he was wicked, and I didn't know. He said he loved me, but then he was too poor to marry. There was a rock far out that Peter was always wanting to swim to. Of course I wouldn't let him. It was dangerous. One day we were down on the beach, and I had to go back to the house for something I'd forgotten. When I got back to the house, I looked down, saw Peter swimming out to the rock. I knew he hadn't a chance. The current had got him already. I flew down to the beach, and you tried to stop me. Don't be a fool, he said. I told the little lassie to do it.
Go on. This is interesting.
I pushed past him. He tried to stop me, but I got away and rushed down. I plunged into the sea and swam after Peter. He gone before I could get to him.
And everything went off well at the inquest. They called you a plucky girl. And you kept discreetly quiet about Hugh's part of the business.
Do you think anyone would have believed me? Besides, I couldn't. I really was in love with him.
Yeah. Pretty story. And I suppose Hugh let you down.
Do you think I ever wanted to see him again?
You certainly are an accomplished liar, Vera.
Why can't you believe the truth when you hear it?
Who set the trap that killed Maud? I did, and Armstrong's dead. I've broken most of the commandments of my time, and well, I'm no saint, but there's one thing I won't stand for, and that's murder.
He won't stand for murder. What about those natives you left to die in Africa?
And that's what's so damn funny. I didn't.
What do you mean?
Well, for once, just once, mark you, I played the role of the hero. Risked my life to save the lives of my men. I left them my rifle, ammunition, and all the food there was, and took a chance with the brush. By some incredible luck, we pulled it off. It wasn't in time to save them. When the rumor got out that I had deliberately abandoned my men. There's life for you.
Do you expect me to believe that? Well, you actually admitted the whole thing.
I know. I got such a kick out of watching their faces.
You can't fool me with a stupid lie like that.
It's lost you!
Why didn't I see it before? Stand in your face! Face of the killer!
You can't fool me any longer.
Now.
You cunning little devil.
One step nearer and I'll shoot.
You. Young, lovely, and quite mad.
Oh, Philip! Oh, Philip! No! No! No!
It's all come true. I tended to the Indian clan. My rhyme. Silence in court! If there's any more noise, I should have the court cleared. You thought I was a ghost. You thought I was dead. Then Armstrong said I was dead. But that was the clever part of my plan. He said we trapped the murderer. Fix up my supposed death so I could spy on the guilty one. He thought it an excellent plan. Came out to meet me by the cliff that night with no suspicion. I sent him over with the push. So easily. He swallowed my red herring all right. You know, Vera played on all my life. I wanted to take life. Yes, take life. I had to get what enjoyment I could out of sentencing the guilty to death. I always enjoyed that, but it wasn't enough. See, I wanted more. I wanted to do it myself, with my own hands. But I'm a judge of the High Court. I've got a sense of justice. As between our sovereign Lord the King and the prisoner at the bar, true deliverance made. Guilty, my lord. Yes, guilty. You were all guilty, you know. But the law couldn't touch you. So I had to take the law into my own hands. My own hands! Silence in court! Anthony Marston was first, yes. And then Mrs. Rogers barbitoned in the brandy. Mackenzie stabbed. They got Rogers with an axe while he was chopping sticks. Doped Emily Briggs coffee so she couldn't feel the hypodermic. Who beat her for law? Law was a fool. I always knew it would be easy to get law. Returning that revolver was a clever touch. Made the end interesting. See, I knew you two would suspect each other in the end. The question was, who would win out? I was banking on you, my dear. Female of the species. Besides, it's always more exciting to have a girl at the end. Prisoner at the bar, have you any reason why sentence should not be passed on you? Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, I sentence you to death.
Stop! Someone not guilty! I'm not guilty!
Oh, they all say that. Must plead not guilty. Unless you're going for a verdict of insanity. But you're not mad. I'm mad, but you're not.
But that happened to that explain! I never killed that child! I never wanted to kill him! You're a judge! You know when a person is guilty and when they're innocent. I swear I'm telling the truth!
So, you didn't drown that boy after all?
No.
Very interesting, but it doesn't matter much now. No, I can't spoil my rhyme. My 10 little Indian boys, you see. You're the last one. One little Indian boy left all alone. He went and hanged himself. So you see, I must have my hanging. My hanging.
Alfred! Alfred!
It's all right, darling.
I thought you were dead! I thought I killed you!
Cold women can't shoot straight. He's not sure now.